Miss Brenda Hill, who is chair of PDA, the 7th District. So this is our PDA Honor Guard for our presentation of awards. The first awards that we're going to present are our Lion of Social Justice Awards. Now, what's that? Activists, we have a voice, and we can make our desires and our wants and our needs and our demands known. But in order to turn it into law, to make it real, to make it stick, we need legislative support. So the next 3 awards are going to 3 men who have been our lions of social justice, where we sometimes speak with not much more than a whisper. They have the ability to speak with a roar. I love doing that. That's so much fun. So I think that's why we gave the award that name, so I get to do that. All right, now, our very first recipient is a very dear friend of mine, Senator Henry Marsh. Senator Marsh has fought the good fight for civil rights back from the day, and he is still fighting. Yeah. Now, I am not going to spend a lot of time introducing these folks because I want to give them an opportunity to talk to you in their own voices. Senator Marsh, if you please. Senator Marsh, with loving fingerprints all over it. And it's real glass, so no drop.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I want to thank the President for this award. And I want to thank you for coming. It's a great feeling to be here with our Congressman. The only person I've had represent me in Congress since I started. And you happen to be the best member of Congress, most effective member of Congress. So it's an honor to be along with that. And then there's the father of the political movement for African Americans in Richmond, in Virginia, Dr. W. Ferguson Reed. When I was a young thing, Fergie was a hero. I'm still young, but not as young as I used to be. But Fergie was one of 3 or 4 people who had the wisdom of recognizing that the black vote had to be organized. Because we had a poll tax, we had blank registration, we had a lot of things that discouraged African Americans from voting. Fergie was one of those who led an organization. First, they had to pay the poll tax for 3 years at plus interest. It was $4.90-some. And they raised the money and paid the poll tax for a lot of African Americans so they could vote. And then they had to fight to get folks registered. Many places had blank registration. They would give you a form. You had to memorize the 10 questions in sequence, memorize the answers, and fill them out in order to register to vote. After you paid the poll tax, they taught classes, taught people the 10 questions, 10 fingers on the hand. It was a meticulous, difficult process. Johnny Brooks, W. Lester Banks, and others, William Thornton, Earl Davis, and Freddie Reed. Gradually, the black vote built up to the point where mainstream politicians began to seek the black vote. They would put a black on a ticket. Then they would put 2 blacks on a ticket. Finally, some of us said, wait a minute, the blacks they're picking aren't fighting. They're beholden to the people who are picking them. So we ran as independents. Independence of the structure. And that's how I got started. I was one of the people who said we need another voice, a younger voice, to speak for us, in addition to the people who were on the ticket. And Freddie Reed had the wisdom to be a part of that. The others aren't here in person, but 30 years, which shows his longevity and stay in power. and I'm not taking anything away from the other awardees. They're all wonderful people. But those two people have really been lions over the years. And I'm just so proud that you recognize me along with them. I'm honored by that. And I'm also proud to be honored with the other awardees. I look at Chloe, and I have to pick at her a little bit because she used a high school picture. I'm sorry. I have this thing. I'll always use the current picture, and I have a thing about you. But seriously, we have some wonderful awardees, and I'm proud to be recognized along with them. The only message I have for you is that the fight is just as tough now as it was when Dr. Reed and Bill Thornton in the early days worked. We have to work even harder now. You know, there's an African American who's president, and when he became president, a lot of people went to sleep. And we've achieved. And that made other people more opposed. They started to fight because they didn't like the idea of an African American president. So instead of relaxing, we should have been toughening up. And that's why this organization is so important. And we have to instill in our young people that they have to fight. I like Dr. Reed's expression. Each election is just a rehearsal for the next one. And so I'm honored to be recognized, especially with the people who recognize. Thank you.